Well, guys, I saw a video last night talking about Trendy the Venezuelan prison gang, being in every major city here in Tennessee. And I'm sure it's pretty much the same all over the United States. These gangs are digging in and they are setting up their criminal enterprise, their business, in cities and towns across America. And they're not going to be as easily deported as a lot of people think that it's going to be, unfortunately. That, and we have other criminal gangs, we have just criminals, we have drug addicts, we have all kinds of crazy people anymore. That makes it a necessity to have a defensive kit in your home. If you know how to use a firearm, then you can put something together and be ready, practice, stay in practice. You don't want to put that just your handgun or whatever that you've chosen in a dresser drawer and leave it and think you're ready to go without any practice, without any training. It's continuous to keep your skills up and to keep getting better. If you have no skills, no familiarity, no training with firearms at all, then go get some training and work with someone that knows what they're doing to know how to use that firearm to the maximum efficiency. You need training, you need skills, and you need to practice every so often to keep those skills up at a high level. You don't want to be trying to fumble around with the firearm, trying to figure out how to get it loaded and everything when some people don't even have it loaded in their home because of kids and things like that. That's another issue. If you have children, your setup will be different than mine. I don't have any kids here. And when I do have people visit with kids, I will lock, my bedroom door. That way no one can get in the bedroom here to get into my bedside kit. I have things in different locations, but I can watch those when kids are here. So it's really, you have to be safe, but you have to have things where you can get a hold of it quickly. And there's different ways to do that. There are safes that will open with your fingerprints. You can get handgun safes that will open with a keypad. Different ways to secure your firearms and make them fairly quickly to assess if you need it, but it's still not as quickly as just having it, there where you can just reach out and grab it. That's the best option, but you have to do what is the safest option when you have children around. But you need to get training, you need to stay proficient through more training, take classes, go to the shooting range, and we'll talk about some of the things here that I have, but my bedside kit isn't typical. As you probably know by watching these videos, I like to take things to what some people would call the extreme. I don't call it that, especially when you have things like Venezuelan street gangs running around in your cities and in your towns trying to take your homes over, trying to do home invasions. And like I said, we have our own homegrown criminals here in the United States by the millions. There's lots of criminals here, and as the economy gets worse, and it's going to, in my opinion, crime is going to get more commonplace, even in, small towns. And a lot of these gangs like to do home invasions because they want you to be home when they invade your home. That way they can rape your wife, rape your daughter, maybe rape you, torture and things like that. If you have any hidden safes or combinations, they want to be able to come in, capture the household, and torture you until you tell them where your hidden stash is at, where your safe, what your safe combination is, where your jewelry is at, where your hidden stash of currency is at. Maybe you have silver, maybe you have gold. They want to know where that is, and you can have that hidden, and they know they will never find that unless someone is home to torture and to make that person tell them where it's at, what the combination is, where the safe is. And then they will and they will 9 times out of 10 take you out anyway, and someone will find you 3 or 4 days later, you and your family in your home expired with everything you owned gone. That's an unfortunate scenario, but it's happening quite often. And as the economy gets worse, crime will go up, like I said, and we have all these people over here, and a lot of you all think that Donald Trump's going to go and they're all going to be gone. That's not actually the case. It's going to be more difficult than a lot of people realize. But anyway, let's take a look at the typical, what most people would have, and this is a good start. Like I said, I go all in. I go overboard, some people would say. But I like to be able to defend myself no matter what comes to the door. Now, let's take a look over here at what the typical bedside kit would be for most people. So guys, this right here would be a typical, typical bedside kit. A handgun, extra magazine, or a speed loader if it's a revolver, a flashlight, some bleed stop, and a cell phone. Nothing wrong with this whatsoever, and this right here is a good way to start, and it will also protect you if you know how to use it in most situations. However, like I said, I go a little bit further than this, and I'll show you what I keep in my bedside kit here in just a minute. But this right here is good for most people watching this video. Bleed stop, and you can use this. You can have, like in your bathroom, towels and things, your shirts in the closet to put over to hold pressure to your wound, a cell phone to call 911, a light, a handgun, extra magazine, or like I said, if it's a revolver, you can have the revolver and an extra speed loader or two here, and know how to use it. And this right here is great for the vast majority of people. Let's take a look over here on the other side of the bed at what I have. So guys, let's start over here with my shoulder bag. This was about $65 on Amazon. I don't even remember the name brand of this now. I've had it for a long time, and it's held up good. You can see it's pretty dirty because it's been used in practice and everything. And I keep 4 AR-15 magazines in here. And over here there should be a radio here, but instead of a radio, I actually have a taser, just in case you don't want to use deadly force. Inside of the bag, I can do this one-handed. Inside of the bag, I have things to stop bleeding. A tourniquet. Everything in this section here is to stop bleeding, because you might get wounded and need to stop the bleeding quickly. So that's what I have in this section right here, is things to stop, like I said, the bleeding. And over here I have a spare magazine for Glock 17 or 34. It'll work in this magazine for Glock 17 will work in a Glock 34, it'll work in a Glock 19, it'll work in a Glock 26, it'll work in most 9mm Glock handguns. That's a double stack magazine. The handgun I chose is this Glock model 34. You can see I have the extended 32 round magazine for those really exciting situations. I have a light, as you can see, press the button, the light comes on. It also has a laser, so it's very quick to be able to get this out and be able to identify your target. These little lights here, these little old lights, work pretty good actually. And I have a spare magazine in the dresser drawer beside the bed. So this is a formidable handgun. You can see I have the ghost ring sights. I like those quite a bit. Over here is the shotgun I have. Mossberg model 590, and I have this belt with double-aught buckshot. You can see here the shotgun has a stream light to light up, a target you need to light up. Also has ghost ring sights. It has this stock system here to have extra ammo, 2 rounds on this side and 2 rounds on this side. So this is a very formidable home defensive weapon. Over here is, of course, an AR-15. This is a Colt AR-15, has Magpul collapsible stock, forearm grip. It has an EOTech sight. It has double clamped together jungle clipped magazines, you can tell. I have a light on this also. So everything I have has lights, so I can identify, my target. This is an excellent firearm, as you can see. Very formidable if you need to defend yourself against, those Venezuelan street gangs. And over here we have body armor. This is a typical vest that's worn by most police officers. This will stop 22s, handguns, most shotgun blasts, besides maybe a slug. 38, 9mm, 45, it's lightweight. And this is what most police use, because they have to wear these things all the time. And this is light enough to be able to wear, all the time. And it's very quick to put on if you hear something happening that you need to put this on. This, on the other hand, will stop rifle rounds. This will stop that. This will stop that. This will stop rifle rounds, handgun rounds. This is actually a lot more weight to this than that. And I wouldn't want to wear this, all the time. But if you know something's coming, you can put this on, and it's got a good sized plate to cover all your vital organs besides, of course, your head. You can see here, it's difficult to do one-handed, guys. Strike face. This is the plate right here, and there's one in the front and one in the back in this. You have this that goes on the back side to, some cushion between your body and this plate. But this, you can see the thickness of that will stop rifle rounds. And guys, here's something else that won't be in the typical bedside kit, but like I said, I usually go to the extreme because I like to be as prepared as possible. And that is a good mask. Good mask just in case, someone has, say, tear gas grenades, OC grenades, and they lob those into your house to take away, your ability to see before they come in wearing these themselves. This is Israeli military mask. Good mask, but the vision isn't as good as with this mask. This will be about $100, and the last time I checked, and this is about $275, but you can see it's has a lot better vision, side vision all the way across here, to be able to see a lot better than this one. This one is good, but this one is a lot better in my opinion. You can see the brand here. But all this, guys, is it necessary for most people, in my opinion? But the way things are getting, there may come a time when you wish that you had, all this to defend yourself with. If you have a group, maybe everyone in your group could get armed like so. Because you never know, like I said, with all these criminal gangs, the border being open, the border might get closed up. Some, hopefully it will, we'll see. But all these people, we already have 20, 30, 40 million people here. And granted, not all those people are criminals. However, a lot of those people, well, they crossed over the border illegally, then they're criminals. But a lot of the people aren't violent criminals yet, until they get, their housing cut off, their prepaid debit cards cut off, their $5,000 a month food stamp allowance cut off. Until they get on the street homeless with no government assistance like you've been getting, they're going to resort to criminal activities. And they will form up into gangs, and they will get more violent, because a lot of these people that came across are stuck here now. It's going to take a long time and lots of money to try to ship these people out of here, if that even actually happens. But I think they're going to get their freebies cut off, most likely. And when they get all the food stamps, the housing, the free medical, the free glorious lifestyle they've been getting used to, the majority of them, they will resort to crime. And like I said, we have Trinity Lagra, we have other gangs here, we have drug cartels in the United States, we have our own homegrown gangs, and as the economy gets worse, crime's going to go up, so you need to be safe. You need to learn how to live safely in dangerous times. So this right here, guys, is my bedside kit. But like I said, for the majority of people, this right here will be plenty enough for most people, in my opinion. But if you want to go all out, then you can go follow the example that I follow, or that I laid out here. But guys, let me know what you think in the comments below of my kit here, and leave your thoughts, your suggestions, whatever in the comments below, and give the video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to do that. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video, hopefully.